My peoples. My peoples. So it's being reported that Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach did 150,000 pay-per-view buys. What do we consider that? Is that a high number? Is that a low number? There's people who felt like Tank Davis was gonna start doing, 400,000 or 500,000 after he fought Ryan Garcia. So what do we think about that? What do we think about that number? You know, John Parham, ooh, the first one in the building. Salute, my G. My brother, did you see the reports that Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach did 150K pay-per-view buys? First, I want to know, have you seen that report? Let me know, my brother. As you know, a lot of people feel like Tank Davis is the face of boxing. I think you've been on live with me while I've been going back and forth with people where people are actually comparing Tank to Canelo or saying, well, Tank is the face of boxing here. So let me know, my brother, if you've seen those numbers. Yes, I saw that, but wasn't sure if it was true. I actually spoke to a few people that told me those numbers are legitimate. They told me that's it's always going to be a ballpark estimate, so it's not necessarily 100% accurate, but it is, being reported by multiple sources who have people on the inside. Now, I agree, those are poor numbers. That's in reality, 150,000, those are decent numbers. Those are poor numbers if you're saying, well, he's a superstar, he's the face of boxing. Those are going to be poor numbers. Look, Canelo Alvarez is going to fight Scully. He's going to fight a guy that most of us never even heard of him, never even seen him fight. And he's going to do a lot more than that. That's for sure. John Parham, you watching the fights tomorrow. Who's fighting tomorrow? Go get the money. What's the deal, my G? Who's fighting tomorrow? Let me know. Fill me in, my brother, cause I gotta check that out. Bams, Harriansa. What's the deal, bro? So yeah, man. So Tank Davis apparently did 150,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, I try to tell people, listen, them numbers that he did with Ryan Garcia was a big part of those numbers. People didn't want to give Ryan credit. And I think this is the evidence right here of what a star Ryan Garcia is. Because Tank Davis hasn't even come close at any point in his career to doing as many pay-per-view buys as he did when he fought Ryan Garcia. In fact, I think when they fought, they had the most pay-per-views in that year. El Fantasma, buenas noches, bendiciones. What's the deal, my brother? El Fantasma de Geraldo Leden. I appreciate you dropping in, bro. Pedram Akian, what's good? Bams, I'm Indonesian. Good to have you on, bro. Ezuga Gaming, what's the deal, my peoples? So we talking about Tank Davis, his pay-per-view, his star power. Is he the face of boxing? There's a lot of people who feel like he is the face of boxing, like he is that guy. Is he? With 150,000 pay-per-view buys, can you really say that he's the face of boxing? Mass, gotcha, nice eyes, bro. Appreciate it. JLT, your thoughts on Joseph Parker in the heavyweight division? Well, Joseph Parker right now, he's looking good. He's looking good, and I'm hearing that he's about to get a shot at Usyk. And I think he's worthy of that shot. He earned it. So Joseph Parker is one of the top heavyweights right now. You got to give it to him. Got to give him his flowers. Gaza Trini, they already crying and saying it's a lie. Bams, which country are you from? Dominican Republic. So, of course, they're going to say that it's a lie. But at the end of the day, if those numbers would have been high or if those numbers would have been crazy, let's say he would have did 1,800,000, trust me, they would have been talking about it. Trust me, they would have been like, yo, look at the numbers that we did. We killing it. We crushed it. You don't see nobody, talking like boasting about their numbers. You don't see anybody on Tank Davis's team talking about, especially Leonard Ellerby. He loves to talk about it. Like when him and Ryan Garcia did them numbers, Leonard Ellerby was all out there talking about how, look, we the face of boxing. Look at all these numbers. They didn't want to attribute a lot of those numbers to Ryan Garcia. You need a dance partner. You need a dance partner to do big numbers like that. And Ryan Garcia was the perfect dance partner. What happened now with Lamont Roach? They didn't even get to 200K. They didn't get half of what they did with Ryan Garcia. Not even close. They got a small percentage of what Tank Davidson did Ryan Garcia. So I think that shows the star power of Ryan Garcia. John Parham. No Friday prelims for Edwards fight tomorrow. No Friday prelims for Edward fight tomorrow. Edward, who are you referring to, my brother? I'm still lost. By the way, I saw somewhere that Edwin De Los Santos is in negotiation with Frank the Ghost Martin. So we may actually get that fight in May. I did hear that. But again, my peoples, what do you think about Tank Davis's star power? The Mexican G. Hey, what's cracking, player? What's the deal, my G? So talk to me, my brother. Tank Davis apparently and Lamont Roach did 150,000 pay-per-view buys. Is Tank Davis the face of boxing? Now, mind you, Canelo Alvarez is going to fight Scully or Skull in May. That's a fighter that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people never seen him fight. And he's going to do way over 150,000. So I think the argument where people want to compare is pretty much dead. The Mexican G, that's kind of low. That is kind of low. So 5 Line Leon, bro, you got Instagram? Yes, my Instagram is jsmith134. You saw his box center with J Smith with 2 F's at the end, J Smith. My Instagram is jsmith134. John Parham, Edgar, damn, auto text. So my peoples talk to me. What do you think about that whole situation with Tank Davis and Lamar? Now, I'll tell you what, though. The rematch is going to do a lot better. I'm pretty sure that the rematch is going to do way over 150K just because now it's going to be anticipated. That first fight, everybody thought Tank Davis was just going to knock him out. People wasn't really paying mind to it like that. But look, instead of J Smith with a TH, J Smith with a double F. Remove the T and the H and put double F. J Smith 134. So tell me, my peoples, what do you think, man? What do you think, about who is really the face of boxing? Do you still believe it's Tank Davis? Or does Canelo Alvarez still hold that reign? Or is there someone else who you believe is the face of the sport? Just business. Good fighter, but far as star power is gone. But cash will make up for that. But if you're talking legacy, he got some work to do. Y'all true fan, y'all boy Shy Roach and Crawford for me. Listen, Terrence Crawford, there you have it, my brother. Just like that. 5 Line Leon is J Smith 134, just like that. Lord Freezer, salute, my brother. So Just Business says, y'all true fam, y'all boy Shy, Roach, and Crawford for me. Listen. Lamont Roach, he already proved that he's the truth. And even though they only did 150K in that first fight, I believe for the rematch, they're going to do a lot more. Like, this rematch is going to be really anticipated. The first one is like most of us we underestimated Lamont Roach. That's the reality. But now I think it's going to be a blockbuster fight. I think they're going to do big. I don't know how big the numbers are going to be, but I know it's going to be a lot more than this first time around. Lord Freezer, most definitely more money, facts. And Roach, he deserved the bag. He deserved to get a nice little paycheck after that performance. Like I think most of us agree, his stock is way up after that performance. We got to remember, my peoples, Roach was a 20-1 underdog. A 20-1 underdog is supposed to get knocked out like in the third, fourth round. And we saw the type of performance he put together. Mark Carrero, Tank already said he's not giving Roach a rematch. Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's been talks about that. Supposedly, PBC, they didn't want Tank. They advised him not to get the rematch and to pursue a fight with Lomachenko. But as of right now, taking into account that Tank Davis still doesn't have an opponent lined up, we have to wait and see how that plays out. One thing is for sure, though, Shakur Stevenson told Lamont Roach, if Tank Davis don't give you a rematch, you got a title shot with me, bro. And Roach was like, hell yeah, we'll get it in. So we might actually get Lamont Roach versus Shakur Stevenson if Tank don't give him the rematch. Now, what will that tell us? If Tank Davis decides not to give Lamont Roach a rematch and Shakur gives him a title shot and beats him comfortably, what is that going to say? What is that going to say about Tank if he don't want to take that rematch? Especially when a lot of you, I think the Mexican G, you've been telling me that he's going to smoke Roach in the rematch and that Roach got lucky. Imagine if they don't want to give him a rematch. What is that going to say to you, my brother? Love more Hinduism. Tank never gives rematch knowing he gets spanked. Danny Serrato, do you know who Spawn is? Well, Spawn has nothing to do with boxing unless that's a boxer who has that nickname. I don't know, my brother. Just business. Let's be real. Don't nobody want that smoke. Canelo. He will beat them boys into retirement. Shakur can't take Roach. Ah, come on, man. Come on. You gonna downplay Shakur like that? You gonna disrespect him like that? We gonna find out. You're about to find out why nobody wants to fight Shakur. There's a reason for that. El Musa, why are we hyping this Roach? Boxed okay, connected a few good punches, but we're going to move on. I mean, oh my God, no rematch. Damn, you don't want to see a rematch? You don't a fight that goes to a draw, a controversial draw, and you don't want to see a rematch. That's crazy. I think you scared that he might beat Tank Davis. You scared. The Mexican G, he gonna smoke Roach like a Newport. I mean, he didn't smoke him in the first fight. Lord Freezer, Lamont Roach got one of the best nicknames in boxing too, the Reaper. Danny Serrato, that's Tank. He is Spawn. Finna come back from the underground to come and take what's his. I mean, listen, my brother, if that's how you see it, I respect that. Because at the end of the day, we all know that Tank Davis he a monster. He an elite level fighter. He the hardest puncher in the division by a landslide. But we saw that he couldn't do what he normally does to Roach. That's boxing. You feel so confident. If he don't give him a rematch, that's not going to be a good look. Especially right after the fight, Tank Davis said, I want a rematch. For him to now backtrack and be like, nah, I'm not going to give you the rematch. That's not a good look, my peoples. It's not. Let's not act like that's cool. QT, Tank looks confused in that ring against Roach. That's facts. Roach actually frustrated Tank. He had Tank looking at the referee and complaining. Y'all didn't see? It happened twice in that fight where Tank was like, yo, referee, got punched in the eye. Then he did it again, yo, referee, got punched in the eye again. And then we already know about the infamous knee. Bro took a knee to pause the action and ran to his corner. Roach had him out of character, bro. That's what happens when a fighter's that good. They can get you out of character, have you acting crazy. John Parham, Pitbull got the best chin at that weight. That's why. Pitbull, I mean, listen, a lot of young Mexican fighters, they just got that chin by design, B. That's crazy. Like, if you think about it, young Mexican fighters, they hard to stop. It's hard to knock them out. You might beat them up, but knock them out is hard. Real hard. Danny Serrato, Ryan or Rolly? Ryan is going to beat Rolly. Love more Hinduism. Hair grease. Hair grease gate. John Parham, Ryan and 9. I think so. Right around there. Ryan and 9. I could see that. I could even see Ryan knocking him out earlier. Rolly wilding out, going crazy with them looping punches coming forward. He might get clipped before that. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan knock him out in the 4th or the 5th round. That can happen because we cannot underestimate Ryan's punching power. And that left hook, come on now. Come on now. Jurgen Derech text 455. Shama, come on, bro. We talking boxing, bro. No, much respect to the man, but we not talking MMA, my guy. Box Center, 100% boxing. Danny Serrato, what about that Haney fight? Who you got? Listen, Haney is supposed to outbox Jose Ramirez. There's only one question mark that I got in this situation. And it's because we know Devin took a brutal beating to Ryan Garcia. He lost that fight, and it was overturned to a no contest. But he lost. He got beat up really bad. And even if, Ryan cheated or whatever, but Devin took a nasty beating. So I want to see if Devin can take a punch. Because Jose Ramirez, he got popped with both hands. So, I think that's the only question mark. If Devin Haney gets hit, is he going to fold? Is he going to be able to handle that power? As far as being able to outbox him, I think he should be able to outbox him and win by unanimous decision. But in a 12-round fight, you're going to get hit. You're going to eat some. So I want to see how he's going to react to that. If he gets hurt, if he gets wobbled, Jose Ramirez got the firepower to stop him or to hurt him really bad. So we have to see, that's still the question mark for me. Do you think Caballero needs to fight Usyk? I mean, to be honest, Usyk right now needs to give Josh Parker an opportunity. Parker, in my opinion, earned that opportunity. Black Jericho, salute Jay Smith. Salute, my brother. Bam. Love more Hinduism. Jose wins in 9-round TKO. I mean, if he hurts Devin Haney, I think he could beat him. But on points, I don't think he could beat Devin Haney. Unless he hurts him. And he got him wobbly and he chased him around, then he could win like that. QT, Devin should win if he goes back to being a pure boxer. Trying to exchange like he has been lately would be a bad choice. Honestly, I believe that he's going to go back to boxing and be successful at it. But I expect him to, at one point or another, get clipped with a good shot, and he has to be able to take it. How is he going to react? I want to see that. Black Jericho, Jose is going to get outboxed, easy work. You see, if Devin is coming in there to box, use his jab, stay on the outside, use his footwork, I see him winning that fight. Need 123. What's up, dog? What's the deal, my G? Happy to have you on. Yo, Tank Davis, is he the face of boxing? 150,000 pay-per-view buys versus Lamont Roach. And listen, when we're talking about Devin Haney fighting Jose Ramirez, that's a tough fight. But you got to remember, Rollies, even though we expect Rollies to beat Ryan Garcia, he's a tough fight. He got power. And he could make, he could surprise us with them hard looping punches. And then, to me, the toughest opponent, the toughest competition is going to be facing Teofimo Lopez. Arnold Barboza, my peoples. Barboza has momentum on his side. He can fight. He got power. He's a pressure fighter. So Teofimo's going to have his hands full. And he slapped Barboza. Barboza mad as hell. He feeling confident. He really feeling like he could beat Teofimo. Danny Serrato, Teofimo winning or losing? I mean, Teofimo should win that fight. He's going to be the favorite to win it. But Barboza's feeling really confident. Out of those three, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, I think that Teofimo is the one that has the biggest possibility to be upset. That's just, Barboza's a tough opponent. I think that Teofimo has the toughest competition ahead of him. Mario Carrero, Haney has the biggest cheater in sports history, making his supplements. Plus, has people in high places in Nevada. Conte, not only that, Haney put on 25 pounds in 24 hours. Can't do that naturally. We can't really prove anything. That's why I don't really entertain it like that. We can't prove it. We can say he's with Conte, but he get tested. I know that Conte has done stuff that beats the testing, but as long as there's no hardcore evidence, we gotta assume that he's clean. That's my take. If there ain't no proof, if you ain't pop dirty, we can't say that you dirty. We can speculate, we can assume, but at the end of the day, he's a clean fighter until proven otherwise. Ira Fielder, that's a lie. Tank did more PPV than the fight with Frank Martin, and he did 500K. Facts. I mean, I don't know where you're getting that 500K from. I'm not sure where that's coming from. What I do know, though, is that right now the 150K is being reported, and there's nobody in Tank Davis's team saying otherwise. I remember when he fought Ryan Garcia and they did those monster numbers, Leonard Ellerby wouldn't shut up about it. Read the face of boxing. Look at all these numbers. Leonard Ellerby's not saying nothing about these PPV numbers. So that's a reason why I think. There is no boasting about the numbers for this fight. So I think when they keep it quiet, it's because the numbers wasn't as big as they thought they would be. That's my take. Black Jericho. He's got a whole conspiracy for Devin being a cheater, but Ryan not. Just business. Until they have the rematch, Tank can't say he's the face. I do believe that the rematch is going to do a lot better. The rematch is actually going to be anticipated. The first fight, nobody even wanted to see Roach get that opportunity. Nobody even wanted, why Tank pulling a guy from the 130 division? But now that we saw what Lamont Roach bring to the table, we want to see the rematch. I want to see the rematch. Jurgen says Barboza will put the shit out of him. Yo, I'm telling you, man, Barboza's real confident. Barboza's going up in there, and he trying to smoke Teofimo. And you know what? He's been wanting to fight Teofimo Lopez for like 3 years. He's been wanting that fight. We shall see. Black Jericho, crickets about those numbers. Well, there's also some denial. There's people saying that those numbers are a lie, that it's a conspiracy. But I don't see nobody in Tank Davis' team disputing those numbers. I don't see Leonard Ellerby. Leonard Ellerby, he always be trash talking when the numbers are big. He's real quiet about those numbers. So I think that says a lot. Big Boss, Tank's still the face of boxing. Damn, you got to be a hardcore Tank Davis fan. I'm going to put it to you like this. Canelo Alvarez is going to fight Scully, a guy most of us never heard of. Most of us never seen a full fight of his. Most of us just seen highlights. Canelo's going to fight on nobody. And he's going to sell more than double what Tank Davis just did. More than double. But if you believe that Tank is the face of boxing, have at it, my guy. That's what I could say. Mario Carrero. Ryan Garcia was the reason why those numbers were so high when Tank fought him. Of course Ryan Garcia was the reason. With Ryan Garcia, Tank did more than double the numbers that he has ever done in his career. More than double. So it's no question Ryan Garcia was the guy that made those numbers what they were. Look, right after fighting Ryan, the numbers dropped right away to less than half. So I think with Frank Martin, it was like 300K or something like that. I know they reported less. They report like 200 and something, but I'm hearing it was like 300K. And now Barboza like 150K. So when y'all say, Big Boss, when you say Tank's still the face of boxing, the numbers don't support you, my guy. You're right, Big Boss. Ryan never saw nothing without Tank. But Tank never did monster numbers without Ryan either. What's his biggest pay-per-view? Like 350K. 350K. Canelo's done over 1 million multiple times. And 350K, those are like his low ball numbers. Come on now. But again, the numbers, we can all debate opinion, but we cannot debate the numbers. We just cannot debate the numbers. The numbers are out there. Who's selling out the bigger arenas? Canelo Alvarez. Who's selling the most pay-per-view? Canelo Alvarez. So Tank Davis is your face. Tank Davis is the face of boxing for Tank Davis fans. I think that's how we should put it. Tank Davis is your face of boxing. Big Boss, that's because people stealing pay-per-view all the time now. No, my brother, they been stealing pay-per-view. And watch this, even with them stealing pay-per-view, guess what? Canelo's going to fight in May and sell more than double the pay-per-views that Tank Davis did. So what happened? They didn't steal Canelo's pay-per-views? They only stealing Tank's pay-per-views. That don't even make no sense, my boys. They stealing pay-per-views for everybody, not just for Tank. That's for everybody. R30, bring on Dana. Let the best fight the best. I agree with you. Dana White and His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, they trying to make boxing great again, my peoples. By the way, I appreciate everybody who hit that like button, everybody who subscribed. Salute, my peoples. Y'all already know, man. Box Center, we're going to be number one. Can't be stopped. We just can't be stopped. It's a matter of time. Big Boss, Canelo numbers weren't that high for his last fight. They were way higher than 150,000. You will not fight a Canelo fight that did 150,000. Simple as that. That if you compare, every Canelo fight has more pay-per-view than Tank Davis fights. The only time that Tank Davis went above is when he fought Ryan Garcia. What a coincidence. What a coincidence that Ryan Garcia is Tank Davis' biggest pay-per-view buy in his whole career. What does that really tell you about Ryan Garcia? That he don't sell? So you have to just look at the numbers. That's the thing about boxing. You know, a lot of times people want to attribute the pay-per-view numbers to one guy. Like he didn't use a dance partner. Bro, Big Boss, you're saying Tank Davis sell out arenas all the time. Arenas, let me clarify that for you. Tank Davis sold out the place in New Jersey. What's the name of that place in New Jersey? I think it's the Barclay. So let me fill you in. Before you respond, Big Boss, listen to this. Tank Davis sells out the Barclay. PBC is very smart. They put him in a very small venue so that they could fool people like you. And people like you could say, look, he sold out, he sold out. Bro, Tank Davis sold out in Texas. Do you realize that the Barclay fit like 5 times inside a Texas stadium? Yo, the Barclay fits in a little corner of Texas Stadium. So that's just a strategy to fool fans like you. They put him in a small place so he could sell it out. And then you can be like, look, he sold out, he sold out. Selling out small-ass arenas compared to what Canelo sells out. It's not even close. Why you think they never put Tank Davis in that big-ass stadium in Texas? Why? Why he be fighting in New Jersey? Because that's a small place, bro. Small place. Don't even say the name of the place. Sold out Staples Center, man, you made that up. You literally made that shit up out of thin air. You made that up out of thin air. Now, all I can tell you is, look at the places where Tank Davis sold out, how many seats, and look at the places where Canelo sold out, how many seats. It's not even close, bro. Don't compare it. If we look at the numbers, if we start Googling and showing you, you're going to get embarrassed. It's not even close. Tank Davis does not sell as many pay-per-views as Canelo, does not sell as many seats as Canelo, doesn't sell as much merchandise as Canelo, nothing. There is nothing to compare here. Don't do it to yourself. And when you say he sold out Staples Center, you literally made that up out of thin air. Like you made that up right now out of thin air. When he fought Pitbull, he sold out Staples. He did not sell out Staples. That's a lie. You're making that up. Did not sell out Staples. Not even close to selling it out. Matter of fact, you can even go watch the video that they have sections of it. You see, that's the funny thing that PBC be doing to y'all, man. PBC be doing y'all wrong, man. They be doing y'all wrong. All you can even watch the fight and you can see areas of the other venue that were closed off and dark, like there was no people there. They be fooling y'all, man. They be fooling y'all. And the funny thing is, look, I don't want you to take my word for it, right? You're going to find out. Some people already know that I never cap. I never make stuff up. I talk with facts. So, Big Boss, I want you to do this. So you can see what they be doing. They be having you fooled. But since you're a fan, you want to believe it so bad. Yo, you know what they be doing? They'll take a venue and they sell. And the areas that they didn't sell no seats, they'll close those areas out. Literally close them out, keep the lights off. And then they say, look, we sold out because those seats was not available. Mad empty seats in the back. All of them seats is empty in the back. And they just keep the lights off and tell you that they sold out. And you dying to believe that they sold out. They did not sell out the Staples Center. Look at the capacity of the Staples Center versus how many seats they sold. Bro, they did not sell out Staples. Not even, it wasn't even close to them selling out Staples. All you have to do is look at the venue. You can actually go in the app and see how many seats are in Staples Center and how many seats they sold. Bro, they did not sell out. Thousands of the back seats were empty. Lights off. Don't let them fool you like that, bro. They didn't sell out no Staples. That's crazy work. Jose Cole, you would have more fans if boxing fights was 90s. Oh, my God. If we was to take it back to the 90s, but that's the thing, my peoples. Back in the 90s, it wasn't about keeping that undefeated record. It wasn't about keeping that. Oh, that's why a lot of people feel like Floyd Mayweather ruined boxing. Because Floyd Mayweather had the type of career, and now everybody wants to be Floyd. Everybody wants to be able to do what Floyd did. Staples Center can hold up to 20,000. Tank only had like 15,000 in attendance. Yo, I'm telling you, he did not sell out. You can see that there was mad, but they very smart. What they do, all that area that they don't sell no tickets, they close it out. And they make it seem like all the seats were sold. Hell no, yo, they did not sell out. And listen, that last fight in New Jersey with Roach, it was not sold out either. That wasn't a sellout. They was even saying, yo, this is one of the most sold out, blah, blah, blah. It was not sold out. There was also empty seats in the back. And that's not hating, yo. They still sold a lot of seats. They still made a lot of money at the gate. But PBC be fooling people. They be like, yo, we sold out. And then they got areas that are curtained off with empty seats. Stop the cap. Chavez won 80 of his pro fights before he took a L. Chavez was a great fighter, man. He was one of my favorite fighters. In fact, let me put you guys on to something. I got put onto boxing when I was 11 years old. Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor. Now watch this. My pops took me to a friend's house to watch this fight on pay-per-view. 11 years old, I don't know shit about boxing. When I saw Chavez and I saw Meldrick Taylor, I was going for Taylor right away because Meldrick Taylor looked ripped. And when they were showing his highlights, he was mad fast. I was like, oh, this guy's going to kill the Mexican. And then Chavez, if y'all watched him, he looked like he had no muscle. Chavez looked like he could be a dishwasher. No muscle whatsoever. The fight starts. Meldrick Taylor is outboxing him by a landslide, winning every round. But what I noticed, and I only noticed this years later, in every round, Chavez was landing 2 or 3 big shots. Boom, boom. But Meldrick Taylor was landing 100 shots around, like just crazy, going berserk up in that ring. And then it was a controversial finish. Chavez dropped him with 10 seconds to go. He got up. The referee waved it. It was a crazy... Right there, I fell in love with boxing. That's when I understood, oh, shit, anything can happen. Anything can really happen. And it was a big controversy because they're saying the referee should have let it go because the seconds that were left, Chavez wouldn't even made it across the ring. And I felt like, oh, he robbed him. But then I realized one thing, my peoples. I watched the interview with Richard Steele, and I realized what he was saying is true. He said that as a referee, my job is not to look at the clock and how much time is left. My job is to look at the fighter and see if he's ready to continue. And I asked him, can you go? Are you ready? Are you ready? And I waved it because he could not answer my question and he was wobbly on his feet. And it's true. There was not a lot of time left, but Meldrick Taylor, he was literally like that. Can you go? Can you go? And they waved it. With 3 seconds to go, Julio Cesar Chavez. And right then and there, I fell in love with boxing, my peoples. Roach, what's the deal, my brother? Y'all already know, my peoples. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Box Center, we're going to be #1, man. Anybody who already been out here, y'all already know we're gonna be number one. It's just a matter of time. But Tank Davis, his biggest pay-per-view numbers by a landslide was versus Ryan Garcia. So how can we say that Ryan Garcia has no star power when Tank Davis hasn't been able to duplicate those numbers with anybody else? Ryan Garcia's a star. He's a star. There's a reason why Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez fighting on the same card, yet Ryan Garcia is the headliner. All three of them have been the main event fighter for a long time. When was the last time Teofimo wasn't the main event guy? When was the last time Devin Haney wasn't the main event guy? They had to take a back seat to Ryan Garcia, my people. Ryan Garcia is a bona fide star. Big Boss. Tank sold over 19,250 at Staples versus Rollies. That's not a sellout. Big numbers. It's not a sellout. You see, you say he sold out. That's not selling out. Jose Cole. But that's a lot of numbers. I'm not taking any credit from him, bro. Tank sells a lot. Now, since you looked up those numbers, go see how many seats Canelo sold in Texas. Take your time. Take your time. I'll wait for you. Jose Cole. Oh, yeah, back then referees were as well known and popular as the fighters. Richard Steele was a heck of a referee. Judge Mills Lane was a heck of a referee. Joe Corte, yo, them referees was serious back then. John Parham, 36 more subscribers to 1,000. Let's get it, my peoples. Love more Hinduism. Only Canelo. Yo, even Errol Spence couldn't sell out in Texas. Only guy to do that was Canelo Alvarez. As a matter of fact, the highest selling fighter in a venue in the United States is Canelo Alvarez. Big Boss, we don't even need to have this discussion. I know, Big Boss, you're not saying that Canelo don't sell, but how can you say that Tank is the face of boxing when Canelo sells more pay-per-views and sells out bigger venues? What numbers are you using to decide that Tank Davis is the face of boxing? What are the stats that you're using in his favor? Roach, the main reason I like Ryan because he got famous was because he's from Victorville. I baptized my goddaughter in Victorville. I mean, see, the thing is, I think Ryan, he gets disrespected a lot. And the reason I say Ryan gets disrespected a lot of people don't realize that this kid won a lot of national championships as an amateur. Ryan Garcia has amateur pedigree, my peoples. It's not like, there's a lot of folks who think, nah, Ryan, he's just a YouTuber and he's famous because of YouTube and he does other things. But this guy has people following him since he was an amateur. There's amateur fights where the crowd is there for Ryan Garcia. When he fought in Cali, in big tournaments, there was a whole crowd of people yelling his name all the time. So it's not like he just showed up out of nowhere, some YouTuber. Nah, this kid has amateur pedigree. The only thing is that for whatever reason, he never developed that solid defense. I guess, him knocking out people in the pros and being able to get rid of them, they didn't put too much focus on that defense like they should have. Big Boss, I used to like Ryan until I found out that he was a racist. To be honest, for a moment there I thought he was a racist, but I did a little research. The guy has black friends. The guy has black foes that he rolls with, that he chills with. He was doing that, to get attention, to bring attention to himself. Roach, I followed Ryan for years. It hurts when he lost to Tank. But I like Tank too. To be honest, man, I thought Ryan Garcia had a shot versus Tank Davis because of his height and reach advantages. But I'm not surprised that he got stopped because we all know he's always had that weak defense, keeping that chin out there. And I think that's still his weakness right now, the defense. Now he's been trying the shoulder, the shoulder roll. It didn't look too good when he tried it the first time. Let's see if he was able to improve that, because he was basically turning his back like this. So maybe they working on that in training camp and he's going to look better. Or he's just going to abandon that joint because he looked horrible trying to do it. And he ate some monster shots to the body trying to do that. Black Jericho, Ryan, as you said, had a following. He didn't have to do that. And why is being racist promotion? Nah, he a racist. I mean, if that's what you believe, my brother. But it's tough to say somebody's racist when they hanging out with black people, chilling with black people, smoking with black people. It's hard to believe that he a racist. I think that he was selling a fight and it sold. It did what he was trying to do. Big Boss, nah, he's racist. That's how he felt. He would have had said that. Black Jericho, I have black friends who is an excuse racist use. I have black friends who is an excuse racist use. I don't know what you meant right there, my brother. John Parham, Ryan definitely not racist, but he ruined some fans with the bullshit. That happens, you see. Fighters, they will do and say a lot of things to gain attention. And then when it's like, nah, I was just trying to get attention, some people don't believe it. Some people don't believe it. I myself, there was a while there where I was like, damn, is this guy racist? Is he a racist? Is he? But then I'm seeing everything that's going around, and I'm seeing, wait a minute. Before they was promoting that fight, he wasn't talking like that. And after they was promoting the fight, he wasn't talking like that. It was only during that window that he did that shit. So that's why I don't think he's a racist. Roach, I know racism. I'm from LA, and I'm from the street. I did prison time in the 90s where we had racial wars. Ryan is not a racist. Yeah, I agree with you, my brother. Ryan Garcia, but talking all that shit like that, you're going to convince some people that you are. So when you backtrack, they're going to be convinced that you're still a racist. That happens. R30, too cool as fucked out. He's a racist. Yeah. Like I said, I myself, for a moment there, I thought he was because some of the shit he was saying. But then when I looked at the overall picture, and I did speak to some people who's been around some of his circles, they were like, nah, man, this guy be smoking weed with black people. Yo, while he was talking that racist shit, he was hanging out with black people and drinking with black people, partying with black people. And they knew that he was doing that shit to get clout, to get that attention for the fight. Black Jericho, I'm not going for it. You don't need that to get promo. No, not acceptable. I don't think it's acceptable either. I don't agree with it. But the fact that we don't find it acceptable, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's actually a racist. All I'm telling you is that if you look at Ryan Garcia, or even if you have been following him, you'll see that before he was setting up for that fight, he never made that type of comments. And after that, he never did it either. It was only for that window. Then they fought, then he stopped doing it. So I do believe that it's a bad tactic. You should never act like a racist. You should never say racist stuff because it's going to stick with some people. If it's stuck with you and you feel like he is, I understand why. I understand why you feel that way. John Parham, his gym he trained is 80% blacks. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Ryan Garcia has been around hanging out, training with, hanging on a personal level with black folks. He's been doing that. Jay Jones, what happened to Keith Thurman? Yo, Keith Thurman shocked all of us. I mean, I don't know who was expecting it. This guy comes off of inactivity and brutally stops his opponent in the third round. And Brock, that kid, Australian kid, he was undefeated. Hard puncher, good boxer. I was not expecting that at all. In fact, I told a couple of people, yo, you never know. This kid might actually upset Keith Thurman. He might upset Keith Thurman. And then, Keith came through like the old school one time. I hope y'all seen it. Keith Thurman dropped him with a nasty combination. Nasty, looked real sharp. Dropped him. Then he got up, dropped him again, even worse. We seen the old Keith. If you look at the replays, it's the old one time Keith Thurman was in the building. Real talk, my peoples. Big Boss, Ryan is a racist. Just because he hang with some black people don't mean nothing. He could be trying to save face. Why would he be trying to save face, my brother, when he was hanging with black folks since he was an amateur, growing up? Like his whole life he's hung out with black folks. How you, look. Let me tell you something, my brother. I know racist people. And racist people who are truly racists, and we don't even have to say of a specific race. People who are truly racist, they don't hang out with people from the races that they don't like. They just simply don't. They don't talk to you. They don't hang out with you. They don't interact with you in any way, shape, or form. And that is for any race, because there's races from all type of races. Like, I'll give you an example. And I never generalize, because in every race, there's racist people, and in every race, there's great people, right? So let me give you an example. There's a lot of Asian people. Not all, but there's a lot of Asian people who are very racist, right? Maybe some of you guys may have come across that, whether it's Chinese or Japanese. And the people who are Japanese, for example, who are racist, they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to interact with you unless they have to. Oh, if you work at a store and they're buying something and you're at the cash register, they got to talk to you to pay you. No problem. If you're at the barber shop and they walk in, if you're somewhere where you have to interact, if you work at the same place, we'll have to interact. But they will not interact with you. They're not going to try to save face by playing cool with you. They will not interact with you. They will not talk to you if they don't have to. That's what racism is. That's what true racist people do. All that stuff about, he got a bunch of black friends just to save face. That's not true, bro. Racist people don't make friends with you to save face. If people who are racist, you recognize them. They're not going to mix with you in any way, shape, or form. That's the reality. Ryan Garcia, there's nothing about him that suggests that he's racist outside of that window when he was promoting that fight with Devin Haney. If you look at Ryan Garcia before that fight and Ryan Garcia after that fight, there's nothing there for you to say that he's a racist. Love more Hinduism. Black Jericho. Ryan don't have black fan base. I mean, when you got to remember, my brother, when you say a fan base, you're talking about the majority. Like Canelo Alvarez, the majority of his fans are Hispanics. But Canelo got black fans. Canelo got white fans. Canelo got fans from all over the world. And so does Ryan Garcia. Of course he has black fans. A lot of... Man, listen, look, I'm going to put it to you like this. Go to his Instagram, look at his followers, and see how many black people follow Ryan Garcia. Right there, you convince yourself that you're wrong. Moneymaker, my dog. What's the deal, Moneymaker? Good to have you on. So what do you think, my brother? Is Ryan Garcia a star? Is he a racist? That's what we're at right now. Is Ryan Garcia a racist? Most of us believe that he isn't. I understand. Look, the people who believe that Ryan Garcia is a racist, I understand. He was talking crazy during the lead up to the fight with Devin Haney, and now you decided, you know what, he's telling the truth. That's how he really felt about it. But if you look at his whole career before that, if you look at his whole career after that, there's nothing there to suggest that he's a racist. That's my opinion. I don't see him as being a racist. I do see him as being a goofball for acting the way that he was. That's all I see. Black Jericho, just because you have sex with another race doesn't mean you can't be a racist. I mean, that's all a matter of opinion. That's all a matter of opinion. All I'm going to say is everybody started feeling like Ryan Garcia was a racist when he was promoting the fight with Devin Haney. Before that, you didn't think he was a racist. He screwed up. He took it too far, and some people got convinced. That's all it is. John Parham, I'm black and German, and if I thought Ryan was a racist, I wouldn't support him. See? If I thought he was a racist, I wouldn't support him either. I wouldn't rock with him. Roach, the majority of Canelo haters are Mexicans, not Hispanics, because a lot of Mexicans don't like Canelo. He does have a big Hispanic support. I mean, I don't know what you mean, bro. Mexicans are also Hispanic. You're saying that his fan base are Hispanic but not Mexican. Like, Mexicans are Hispanic, bro. They are Hispanic too. But there are a lot of Mexicans who don't like Canelo, but he has a lot of Mexicans who support him, bro. Canelo is a rock star in Mexico. He's a superstar to the highest magnitude in Mexico. I've had Mexican people tell me, when Canelo go to Mexico, even the cartels make sure nobody mess with him. Canelo can go to the hardest places in Mexico, and the cartel make the call. Nobody even look at him funny. You look at him funny, you're gonna wake up somewhere with your balls in your mouth. Yo, Canelo is a big star and loved in Mexico. Yeah, you know why he got haters? Because everybody who's a great fighter got haters. That's everywhere. You cannot name a single great fighter who doesn't have haters. They all have haters. Love more Hinduism. Ryan was trying to cater to his white fan base. I think he was just trying to act crazy, because y'all remember he was also acting crazy and talking about aliens and talking about... And what happened after the fight? That's it. He ain't even talking about none of that shit no more. Noble Young. Yo, Ryan is good in the hood. Facts. Ryan is good in every hood. This racist stuff is crazy. Pancho Villa, facts. Salute, fam. Salute, Pancho Villa. Good to have you on, my brother. Cito, dímelo, hermano. What's up? What's the topic? Man, we talking about Tank Davis. Is he the face of boxing? Only did 150K with Lamont Roach. So the numbers, we seen that Ryan Garcia is Tank Davis's biggest pay-per-view by a landslide. How big of a star is Ryan Garcia? And somehow we ended up talking about Ryan Garcia as a racist. A lot of us believe that he's not, but there's some people who believe that he is. Roach, yes, Mexican are Hispanics, but it's just a small group of Hispanics. Get what I'm saying? Get what I'm trying to say? I mean, bro, you got to think about that. Mexico is bigger than the Dominican Republic and like 2 or 3 Hispanic countries combined. Mexico is huge, bro. Huge. Like, my whole country fits in a little corner of Mexico. So it's only one country. There's a lot of other Hispanic countries, but Mexico is a big country, bro. There's a lot of, like, if you Google it, there's a lot of millions of people over there. So they're pretty big. And, I'm going to put it to you like this. That's the reason why Canelo Alvarez sold out Texas Stadium when Errol Spence couldn't do it. It was that Mexican fan base, bro. He got that type of support that if he sells out in Texas or anywhere around that area in the country, he's going to sell out, and it's going to be a majority of Mexican fan base. The same with the pay-per-view. Mexicans buy Canelo's pay-per-view, bro. They're going to keep them numbers high because they buy it. They buy it. John Parham, haven't heard one thing since. Now, wait a minute. John Parham, okay, he's racist, honestly. Why we haven't seen or heard anything else about him or saying racist up to date? Because that's it. He only did it for the lead up to the Devin Haney fight. Not even since. Before fighting Devin Haney, what do we have? What can we say? Roach, the Caribbeans. That's where I'm at, my guy. That's where I'm at. But you got to remember, all the countries in the Caribbean are not Hispanics. Jamaicans are not Hispanics. Pancho Villa, I appreciate you, fam. We're here. Appreciate you too, my brother. And respect for the Mexican fan base. I like that name too, Pancho Villa. Ooh, I used to watch the Pancho Villa movies when I was a kid, bro. And that's the one thing about the Mexican fan base. They support Canelo, bro. They buy his pay-per-views. They go to his fight. They gonna keep him up there. They gonna keep him up there, my peoples. See, though, realistically, there's more Hispanic. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of Hispanic countries. El Salvador is Hispanic. Chile, Guatemala, all of them, because there's a lot of Hispanic countries. But Mexico is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Hispanic country. I think they may be the biggest. John Parham. Ryan was all over social media promoting and acting up, drawing attention before he fought Devin, before the fight. And other fighters don't do all that. He gonna sell. Listen, Ryan Garcia is a genius when it comes to marketing. He knows how to sell. Now, is he gonna make people not like him? Is he gonna make people say, fuck Ryan Garcia? Yes, he's gonna do that. But is the fight gonna sell? It's gonna sell. People are gonna tune in. People are gonna watch. Mario Carrero. The reason why people started to not like Canelo now compared to before is because he's the biggest cherry picker in boxing now. Canelo ducking Benavidez when Benavidez was a mandatory, but for bumlings. Berlanga. So, again, I personally, and people don't like to hear that, I give Canelo a pass for not fighting Benavidez simply because we never want to accept that Benavidez is a very big dude and Canelo is a small guy who moved up to 168. I believe David Benavidez was going to pummel him, beat him up real bad, knock him out. So if I was Canelo Alvarez, I would have avoided that fight too. Simple as that. Lord Freezer, Tank fought Ryan with a rehydration clause. Devin fought a better version. That's true. That's true. In the weighing for the Tank Davis fight, Ryan Garcia looked like a damn crackhead, yo. Real talk. John Parham, say what you Puerto Rican, Cuban, and Dominican women are, fire. I'm going to have to agree with that. I'm going to have to agree with that. They have that, you know what I'm saying? That bottom that we enjoy. Roach, what happened to Chavez versus Hagen? Most tickets ever sold. It's a record. It's still a record till this day. Still a record till this day. But that shows you the magnitude, the type of superstar that Julio Cesar Chavez was. Nobody's still been able to sell like that. Nobody's been able to sell like that. John Parham, over 30. Let's go. Appreciate it. Yo, damn, 30 likes, 31 likes. Hit that like button, my peoples. You already know what it is, man. Look out for y'all boy. We going to be number one. We going to be number one. It's the inevitable. Big boss. What about Demetrius Andrade? Why he ducked him? I mean, how can I think about it, my brother? How can I answer that question? I'm not in Canelo's team. I'm not, I don't have inside information. I can't tell you that. I know that he didn't like Boo Boo. I know that he didn't like him for whatever reason, and he didn't like the way that he spoke to him in the press conference. So, you got to remember, Canelo being the cash cow, he can basically, you're winning a sweepstake when you're going to fight Canelo. You're getting a career payday. But let me ask you a question, big boss. You're talking about the guys that Canelo didn't fight, right? Because you feel he ducked them. He didn't fight them. Do you keep that same energy for Tank Davis? Or is it a different energy when we bring up Tank? Why hasn't Tank fought any of the best in his division? Why he didn't fight Shakur? Why he didn't fight Devin Haney? Why he didn't fight Teofimo Lopez? Let me know, big boss. Mario Carrero. But they're all crazy ass. I'm Puerto Rican, and even I don't mess with Latinas. Latinas, the thing about Latinas, man, is that they could be real jealous too, and they get wild. If they jealous and they think something is going on, they could get wild. Lord Freezer, Alicia Baumgartner, fine as hell too. Yeah, Alicia, she's a good-looking young lady. Let me be politically correct. She's a very good-looking young lady. John Parham, Roach low-key. You look like Gary Owen, a little G. No shade. Pancho Villa, Chavez is the GOAT, fam, but I really did see him lose against Pernell Whitaker. That was a close fight. It could have went either way. Honestly, I'm not sure. I've seen that fight multiple times. Sometimes I think Chavez won. Sometimes I think Whitaker won. Like, it was a very close fight. I think that Chavez landed the harder punches. And Whitaker, he did his thing. He looked good too, man. So it's hard to call it. It's really hard to call it. Roach. John. What? Who? John Parham. Chavez was him. That's facts, man. Julio Cesar Chavez, man. If you had the opportunity to watch him, This guy, man, like his attacks to the body was brutal. Brutal. He broke guys down, man. He really broke guys down. Like, watching him, man, like, that was my first favorite fighter. I'm talking about I was 11 years old when he beat Meldrick Taylor. And from that point on, he was. Look, so y'all can see how much of my favorite fighter Chavez was. When he lost to De La Hoya, I actually cried, yo. Like, I cried like a little bitch. like I felt hurt. My feelings was really hurt. Because I liked De La Hoya, but this was my legend. My legend was going to beat De La Hoya. So when it didn't play out like that, yo, it really hurt my feelings. That was my guy for real. That was Chavez, yo. He was a special fighter. Real special fighter. And that's why they still got that type of respect for him in Mexico. Chavez is one of them dudes, he's good in any hood. The cartel is like, yo, don't play with my boy. That's my boy right there. They know what's good. They rocking with him everywhere. John Parham, Roach. Oh, okay, I'm half German, and people think I'm Puerto Rican. Big boss, Chavez was good, though. John Parham. Let's try to get to 40 likes, my people. Damn, 32 likes, man. We've been going at it for an hour. Let's hook it up with a couple likes up in there. Pancho Villa, fam, that first boxing fight I've ever seen was against Taylor. Exactly. Oh, fam, I was punching the wall at the pad when De La Hoya beat Chavez. Bro, that fight actually made me cry. I cried when De La Hoya... Like coming up, there was a few fights that actually made me cry, like tears. Like really crying. You know when I cried like a baby? When Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. Oh my God, yo. When Buster beat Mike, I was crying, man. Had my cousins laughing at me. Talking about, what you crying about? You getting a check off for this nigga? What you crying for? And I was crying just watching that happen, like I couldn't believe it. Pancho Villa, exactly. Who loves Chavez out of here? The same can't be said about Canelo. I mean, it's that Chavez, you know, a lot of people are always going to consider Chavez the best fighter to ever come out of Mexico. That goes for a lot of people. They never going to say, yo, they never going to put Canelo. Like, to make a comparison, it's kind of like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. People who watch Michael Jordan, watched him when he played, they will never put LeBron James ahead of him, ever. But new boxing fans who only got to see highlights of Michael Jordan and they're witnessing LeBron James, they feel like LeBron James is better. That's because we are watching him now. So it's the same with Canelo. The people who are watching Canelo now, who didn't really see Chavez, they're like, nah, man, Canelo's better, Canelo's better. But most of the people who saw both of them, they're like, nah, Chavez is the legend. Chavez is him. Tyson the GOAT, fat. Yo, Mike Tyson is one of the most disrespected legends out there. Why? Because newer boxing fans, what do they know about? They know about when he bit Evander Holyfield's ear. They know about him getting knocked out by certain fighters. They only saw the version of Mike Tyson that was losing on drugs, on alcohol, getting locked up. That's the version of Mike Tyson. They did not see prime Mike Tyson. Bro, Mike Tyson is the scariest fighter to ever step in a ring. I've never seen a fighter who his opponents were clearly scared of him. Scared. That was Mike Tyson. People don't understand that. All you got to do is go watch Mike Tyson in his prime. Just think about this, my peoples. Mike Tyson became the heavyweight champion of the world at 20 years old. He did that, my people, I think it was in 88, 89. He did that in the 80s, bro. We're talking about 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. He did that over 40 years ago, my peoples. And it still hasn't been done. In our lifetime, bro, we might live to 100, die, and we might never get to see somebody, another heavyweight champion that's 20 years old. Y'all take that into consideration, my peoples. That's how special Mike Tyson was. We'll never get to see it again in our lifetime. Just think about the heavyweights that we see right now. All them dudes became champion when they was 30 years old, 32 years old, 35 years old. Look at the champions. All of them is in their mid-30s. At 20 years old, them dudes wasn't even fighting professionally. At 20 years old, a professional heavyweight is fighting cab drivers. It's fighting mailman. It's fighting burger flippers. Mike Tyson was the heavyweight champion of the world. You don't become a champion in that division at 20 years old. Mike Tyson did that. So we have to, I myself, I put respect on Mike Tyson because I got to see how vicious he actually was. Till this day, I've never seen a heavyweight that can fight like Mike Tyson. Never. Till this day. Raul Estremera, Mike Tyson is a beast. And he's 5'9" tall. As a heavyweight is crazy. Facts. Everybody Mike Tyson fought was bigger than him. And he was knocking people out. And what I do understand about Mike Tyson that most people don't see, and especially people who hate on him, is that Mike Tyson, he only started going downhill when his personal life went downhill. He was already doing drugs. He said it himself. When he lost the first time to James Buster Douglas, that same weekend, Mike Tyson was sniffing coke and hanging out with prostitutes in Tokyo. Who does that? This guy was going to fight Buster Douglas, and hours before the fight, he was still getting coked up. So the Mike Tyson, who we saw getting beat by everybody, getting stopped, his personal life was out of order. Drugs, alcohol, women, being irresponsible. His personal life. But as a fighter and his talent, he's an all-time great type of fighter, a special fighter. Something that we never seen before Mike Tyson, and we may never see. So Roach and somebody else who said 5'9" and 5'10", there's a lot of conflicting information on whether or not Mike Tyson is 5'9" and 5'10", but the most accurate that I've ever seen is that he's 5'9" and some change. So they kind of rounded it off to 5'10". But I've heard that he's been measured, barefooted, and he's not actually 5'10". He's just close to it. So they rounded it off. Pancho Villa, facts, fam. Mike Tyson, just like Black Jericho said, he beat himself. He started living a crazy lifestyle. I'm going to put it to you like this. Mike Tyson's personal life started to go downhill pretty much as soon as Cus D'Amato died. Cus D'Amato died, right then and there, Mike Tyson didn't have nobody that could say no to him. That was the only person and he said it himself, that was the only person in his whole life that could tell him, you're not going outside. Take your ass to your room. And he'd be like, okay. And go to his room. Once the old man died, it was a wrap. Mike Tyson was surrounded by ass kissers and yes men. Mike Tyson was surrounded by people that he could tell them now, go get me some coke. And they will run and go get it for him. So that was a downfall right there, man. As soon as Cus D'Amato died, Mike Tyson, his personal life started going down. He still became a heavyweight champion because he was so talented, but he was already doing drugs on the low. He was already getting drunk. He was already doing irresponsible shit. So his downhill had already started. By the time he lost to Buster Douglas, he had already been declining in his personal life for a couple of years. That's how the story played out. Raul Estremera, this is different, but like Julio Cesar, and listen, Julio Cesar Chavez too. At the tail end of his career, he was a full-blown cokehead. De La Hoya was a full-blown cokehead too. This guy, when he fought, look, this is how good Oscar De La Hoya was. He fought Floyd Mayweather, a prime Floyd Mayweather, to a split decision at a time when he was already a full-blown cokehead and cross-dressing and getting drunk. And he still went to a split decision with the greatest fighter of his era. That's how you know how great Oscar De La Hoya was. Black Jericho. It's like when a lottery winner goes broke. It happens. My brother, people don't even realize this. The overwhelming majority of lottery winners go broke. The majority, they go broke. The majority. Especially Tommy Morrison. Oh, man, listen. Tommy Morrison is another guy who he could have been special. Very talented fighter. A lot of power in both hands. Good technique. Personal life. A fucked up personal life. A lot of times that's what separates the very good fighters from the great ones. The great ones, they get to be more disciplined in their personal life. And that allows them to continue to build on that greatness, build until they get to the highest level. But a lot of people, as soon as they get a few big paychecks, that's it. They start getting all the hoes. They start getting high. They start partying. They start drinking. Black Jericho, Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner's a prime example of that. Adrian Broner was a special fighter. But a lot of people don't remember how good he was. They just remember him getting beat up by Maidana, getting beat up by Mikey Garcia, getting beat up by Manny Pacquiao. But he was already out of order by that point. 8-ball corner nostrils. Yo, he was sniffing too much coke. That'll do it to you. Hasdaz, Ray Mercer beat him. Yo, the beating that Ray Mercer gave Tommy Morrison. I'm going to tell you something, my peoples. For those of you who saw Ray Mercer versus Tommy Morrison, y'all know what a nasty, nasty knockout that was. That referee is fucked up. Tommy Morrison was out on his feet and took at least 7 or 8 punches. Boom, 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 boom. How the referee didn't stop that fight, man. That's crazy. He almost let that man get killed out there. That shit was crazy. Black Jericho, Errol Spence is happening to right now. You can see the opposite in Crawford. That's facts. Errol Spence even came out the other day and said the worst thing that he did was alcohol. So people need to be careful, young fighters. He put out a message like that recently. That was very recent. He knows he fucked up. AB was the man. Facts. Motown 909, AB was an elite level fighter. But he let the money get to his head. Remember, he started calling himself about the billions. Why are you calling yourself about the billions? You ain't never seen $1 billion. Well, what are you talking about? But AB, he started acting crazy. Personal life went downhill. And look where he's at today. Look where he's at today. He's already just known for the bullshit as opposed to being known for what he's accomplished in the ring. He's a multi-division champion. Nobody even care about that shit. Nobody even talk about that shit no more. John Parham. I saw Mercer in Germany fighting in the army when I was a kid. Whew. That's when he was a young gun, and I'm assuming you saw him knock some people out or landing some nasty haymakers. John Parham. If Tommy took his meds, he still would possibly be here today. You know, the problem with Tommy is that he was on denial about the AIDS. And it's crazy because even after testing positive, he kept saying that he didn't have AIDS. He kept saying that, nah, I don't have AIDS, I don't have it. And it's almost like he felt like he was so strong that he was gonna beat it or something. I don't know. He was on denial about it. And it took him out, unfortunately. And it's, you know, Magic Johnson, because that's the thing too. At that time, people thought if you got AIDS, you're done, you're doomed. Look at Magic Johnson, B. Magic Johnson had AIDS since the 90s. And he out there looking stronger than most of us. And now, people today only die of AIDS if they choose to. People don't even die of AIDS no more. With the type of mess that they got out there, 1 pill a day and you good, people don't even die from AIDS no more. That's it. Dying from AIDS, that's a thing of the past. But unfortunately for Tommy Morrison in the 90s, it was only famous people that had access to that type of treatment. That's why Magic Johnson is here today. Back then, you had to take like 500,000 pills, and he wasn't with it. And he ended up going out like that, which is crazy. Ratch, yup, MJ still alive and looking good. Yo, Magic Johnson looking stronger than most of us. And he fuck around might beat most of us arm wrestling. Like, this guy's strong too. He be in the gym and all that. Don't get it twisted. Magic Johnson is strong. Healthy as hell. And he had AIDS for over 20 years already. Over 30 years. And he good. Hash Bash. Ray Mercer was part of the triple threat from Newark, New Jersey. Yo, listen, Ray Mercer is one of the best heavyweights of his era. And we can even talk about him as an all-time great heavyweight. Mercer was the truth. Raul Estremera, yeah. But AIDS back in the days was stronger. With the medication was worse. I mean, I don't think that it was stronger. AIDS is AIDS. It's just that back then, number one, they didn't have the treatment. Number two, they didn't have the education. Because I remember, yo, there was a point in time where having AIDS, that was a death sentence. That was a death sentence. You are going to die, and that's it. You're done. It's a wrap for you. But little by little, Magic Johnson was the first person that taught us that you don't have to die from that shit. We saw Magic Johnson like, God damn, wait a minute. It's been 10 years he got AIDS, and he's still looking good. Then it's been 20 years. Then it's been 30 years, and he's still looking good. And then the medicine, they started advancing too. MP. Oh, Mike Iwabuchi, David Tua first loss. He would have cleared up the heavyweight division if he didn't go stupid. My peoples, if y'all seen Ike Iwabuchi, oh my God. The President. That was his nickname, the President. That's a special fighter, my peoples. And for those of you who did not get to see David Tua versus Ike Iwabuchi, I'm asking you right now, please YouTube that fight and watch it. That is going to be one of the best heavyweight fights that you ever seen in your life. There is no heavyweight fight of this era that matches that one. As far as action-packed, as far as how many times they traded blows, as how many times they landed big punches on each other, you're not going to find a fight like that in this whole era. No fight happened like that one. So if you like to watch an action-packed fight, watch David Tua versus Ike Iwabuchi. That was insane, bro. Insane. Insane. Mario Carrero. AIDS ate up my cousin up in 5 years back in the 90s. Her husband gave it to her. And look, you see what I'm saying? In 5 years, she died. Meanwhile, today, there's no dying from AIDS. There is no dying. Only the people who choose, like, I'm not going to take nothing. Fuck it. I'm not taking nothing. I'm going to let it take me out. But right now, yo, there's treatment out there there's people out there that they take one pill every day. That's it. Yo, where I used to work at, I used to work somewhere that there was a dude that had AIDS. And this dude is strong as hell. You know when you see like a bodybuilder type of dude? That's that dude. And dude got AIDS, had it for mad years. But that's how times change. Jason Dejas, hello everyone. The like button. Let's keep talking boxing. I love this. My peoples, hit that like button. Stop playing with me. Hit that like button. We almost at 40. Let's get to 40. We digressed. My peoples. So let's bring it back real quick to where we was at. Ryan Garcia. Oh, Love More Hinduism. Fury versus Wilder. That was a trilogy, bro. That was a trilogy. That was a heck of a trilogy. But I think that Tyson Fury was the person who finally exposed Deontay Wilder. And I've been saying it. I had been saying when Wilder fights a big guy that he can't use his height on him, he's going to get exposed. Wilder, and I'm going to tell you something. Wilder, he's the American dream. You know why I say he's the American dream? He's a guy who started boxing late, who wasn't very talented, but hit very hard and was very, very tall. His physical attributes allowed him to become a heavyweight champion. He wasn't really, if you look at his technique, he didn't really look good out there. He just hit really, really fucking hard. David Tua versus Ike Iwabuchi. Fight has the most power punches connect in heavyweight history to this day. That was an epic slugfest, bro. Roach. I wonder if Devin lost it mentally. Don't mean to change the subject, but I think he lost something after Ryan. We have to look at it. We have to see how Devin Haney is gonna react versus Jose Ramirez. We have to see it. That is a big question mark, and that is a legitimate question because there's a lot of fighters, when they take a nasty beating, right after that, they change. They're different. And I'm going to give you an example. What happened when Adrian Broner lost to Marcus Maidana? After that, he became shy Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner that won't let his hands go. Adrian Broner that's more defensive than ever. Why? Because he was scared of getting rocked again. So he became a very, very defensive fighter. His punch output after he got beat up by Maidana went like this. He stopped throwing punches. Now we started seeing in every fight people saying, yo, let your hands go, AB. Let your hands go. Love more Hinduism. Damn. Ortiz exposed him. Yo, listen. We're going to see Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, and that's going to tell us a lot. Because if Devin is going to win, he's going to win on the scorecards. And within those 12 rounds, he's going to get hit. What's he going to do when he get hit? How is he going to react? And I tell you, my people, I think we all agree right now, there's a lot of pressure on Devin Haney to perform, to win convincingly, to win in beautiful fashion. If Devin Haney loses to Jose Ramirez, if he gets knocked out, his stock is going to plummet. It's going to go like that. Look. Boom. So, he got that pressure to perform. Love more Hinduism. King Kong Ortiz. King Kong Ortiz was a very good fighter. I think his problem is that he started getting those opportunities when he was getting older. In his late 30s, in his early 40s. You can only do so much when you get to that age. I think if King Kong Ortiz would have been, and a lot of Cuban fighters, they can't get out of Cuba until late in their career, and that affects them. I think if King Kong Ortiz would have been fighting in the U.S. since he was his early 20s, he would have did a lot more than what he actually accomplished. Ortiz will bring pressure ASAP. Parham, Ortiz versus who? Which fight you referring to? John Parham, you should have been on True Media last night. Bill was on there. Go back and check it out. Oh, I'll definitely check it out. Bill Haney, man, look. Sometimes I like Bill Haney and sometimes I don't. Like sometimes I think he be acting too wild and saying crazy shit, but it's like maybe he's trying to sell the fight. Love more Hinduism. Talking about Ortiz exposed Wilder. I mean, I'm not going to say that he exposed him because ultimately Wilder beat him in both fights. But he showed a kink in the armor. Definitely showed a kink in the armor. But like I said, man, Deontay Wilder, he's a guy who he did it off of his physical attributes. Very tall guy, very hard puncher. And that combination was able to help him get to all the way to the top, to becoming a champion of the world. But I always said, and people used to call me a hater. You a hater. You hating on Wilder. I used to say, yo, when Wilder finds a big guy that can box, they're going to beat him up. And that's what happened with Fury. Wilder just couldn't throw his weight around on him. He didn't have that huge size and reach advantage on him. We the same size, my guy. Only I could box and you can't. It happened. Yo, Wilder versus Fury played out as it should have. Two big dudes, and the one who fights better beat the other one. That's how it should have played out. My peoples. And it did. Now, we digressed real quick, my peoples, real quick. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. Who do you think is most likely to get upset on May 2nd? They're all fighting on the same card. Who's most likely to get upset? Ryan Garcia is fighting Rollies. Devin Haney's fighting Jose Ramirez. Teofimo Lopez fighting Arnold Barboza. Who's getting upset? Has Bass says Devin Haney's getting upset. JJ Zendejas, Devin Haney. I'm going to tell you guys something. I do. Transport C. Johnson says Lopez. So I'm going to say something, my peoples. I'm going to say something. I feel like the person most likely to be upset is Teofimo Lopez. Raul Estremera, Lopez for the upset. You know why I say Teofimo? Because to me, he has the toughest competition. Arnold Barboza, he got momentum on his favor. He's on a tear. He's been getting some good quality wins. And he's been chasing Teofimo for the last 3 years, bro. Maybe 4. He's been chasing that fight. He feel real confident about himself. When they see each other, he going all up in Teofimo's face like, yeah, finally I got you. He got that type of energy, bro. Got that type of energy. I feel like Devin Haney has the tools and resources to outbox Jose Ramirez. Now, if he's going to try to stand there and trade leather with him like he did with Ryan Garcia, yeah, it's a good possibility that he could get upset. Could even be knocked out. But I think that they're going to go back to basics and go back to boxing on this fight. I don't think they're going to risk it like that. Raj, I first thought we were talking about Victor Ortiz. I realized there's a few Ortizes. I don't like Victor Ortiz, but Ortiz Jr. is a dog. That's my boy. Victor Ortiz, he was a good fighter. He was a good fighter. He gave Floyd a heck of a fight until shit got dirty. Love more Hinduism, Haney. See? Raul Estremera. Arnold Barboza has 3 fight times in last year. He's ready. Roach, one more like for 40. Let's go. Come on, my peoples. Hit that like button, my peoples. I know some of the people up in here haven't hit that like button, man. I'm going to be number 1. We're going to be number 1. We might as well get there. Ooh, Lamont, what's up, my brother? What's good, my G? Appreciate you coming through, my brother. You already know what it is, man. We talking boxing. The magic question was Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, Devin Haney. Who is most likely to be upset on May 2nd? Who's going to be upset if it happens? We have most of the people who chimed in are saying that Devin Haney is the one that's going to be upset. There's somebody else also that agrees. I feel like Teofimo Lopez has the closest, the most possibilities to be upset. El Musa says Teofimo just because he's fighting the toughest opponent, man. Barboza is for real. He's for real, my peoples. Ed Rio, do you think Barboza has a chance? Listen, I believe Barboza is the one that has the best chance to upset his opponent. Rollies, most people don't even think he got a chance of beating Ryan. I got Ryan knocking out Rollies. You're going to knock Rollies out. And I feel like Devin Haney, if he comes out to box, he's not going to trade. He's going to box. He's going to use the footwork, use the jab. Like some people say, run. If he's going to come with that style of boxing, I see him outboxing Jose Ramirez for 12 rounds. Easy work. But during those 12 rounds, he's going to eat a couple of good shots. How is he going to handle it? How's his punch resistance after taking that nasty beating from Ryan Garcia? Because trust me, there's a lot of fighters who took a nasty beating and they was never the same after that. So we're going to find out what Devin Haney is after Ryan Garcia. We have to see it. We have to see it. John Parham, Barboza definitely has a chance. He got a chance. And, he's not... he even told Teofimo, listen, Top Rank, they here because they have to be here, not because they want to. Y'all got to remember, Teofimo's finally fighting Barboza because his only option right now was or you fight or you vacate. You're going to have to fight. So Barboza basically forced that fight, made it happen. Hash Bass, sometimes Teo steps his game up on good fighters. That's facts. We've seen him do that multiple times. But Barboza, he the truth. And he's going out there on some, he want to smoke Teofimo. He want to beat him up. He want to hurt him. Y'all seen him, Teofimo slapped him. And that slap, yo, that man's going in there with that mean energy. John Parham, Rolly has good power. That's facts. Rolly catch you with one of those looping punches, you might go straight to sleep. Catch Ryan Garcia with that looping punch right in the kisser, he might send him straight to Valhalla. John the Man, Teo is overrated. Barboza might beat him. Would be great if Barboza KOs Teo. Damn, you just don't like Teofimo. Rolly KOs Ryan, and Ramirez beats Haney. So all these overrated four kings can go the hell away. Damn, you just really don't like them. I don't think all three of them are going to be upset the same night, my brother. That's wishful thinking, but I don't see it happening. Lamont, Tails going down. Jeff Bass, Meldrick Taylor was one that wasn't the same after Chavez. Yeah, he was never the same. And damn, Meldrick Taylor, he ended up like, he can't even put a sentence. Is he still alive? I don't know. But the last time I see him, look, like he ended up punch drunk really bad. Like he couldn't even put a whole sentence together. Like talking, like his brain got messed up from that fight. P. He was never the same. Roach, John the Man might happen. Damn, everybody get upset on the same night. That would be insane, bro. El Musa. So if Rolly win, Ryan should retire. I mean, I don't know why. That would be the second loss of his career. Why should he retire after 2 losses? I don't know. I don't think so. If you're asking me, I don't think he should retire. But that's up to the fighter. Dilbert, Rolly got the best of Ryan when they sparred a few years ago. I don't know. I think that's hard to say. That was a while back. But I think that's hard to say that he got the best of him because we saw clips of it. Ryan also caught him with some good shots. And, of course, they're now professionals. Patrick Copeland, does PED matter? I mean, it does. That's cheating. MP, respect for Teo always. Good for a challenge. Oh, yeah, I got respect for Teofimo Lopez for sure. You know, he's a fighter who he's accomplished a lot. You know, that's what I look at. I look at accomplishments. Teofimo Lopez, multi-division champion, unified champion. Gotta respect that. AB for life. Teo is known for fighting to the level of his opponents. That's a fact. That's why he lost to Camboza. He went out there thinking he was going to blast him out of there. Made a big mistake. Chris Fontaine. Ryan going to lump Rolly up. Rolly got power, but ring IQ is low. Yeah, that's what I see right there too. You know, Rolly, he could hit really hard. But his ring IQ, and he gets hit a lot. You know, Ryan Garcia, you know, his defense is not the best. But Rolly's is not exactly a defensive guru, my peoples. He's not. He get hit a lot too. Lamont, Ryan just needs to have a jab and a better defense, man. And a better defense. Ryan's defense is horrible. JJ Zendejas. Taylor is still alive. I'm happy to hear that, man. But I'm sad because he's in a really bad mental state. You know, from all the punches that he took, I'm pretty sure he suffered some type of brain damage where I seen him talking. It's like he couldn't even put a whole sentence together like coherently. Like he sounds normal. You can see it right away. As soon as he opens his mouth to start to talk, you can see that there's something wrong there. But I'm glad that he's still alive. Hopefully, he's as healthy as possible. Ozzy, Taylor's actually the only one who beat Loma fairly. I mean, wait a minute. Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. It was a close fight. It was a competitive fight. But Devin Haney beat him. Chris Fontaine. Rolly got beat up by an old man. That's facts. A lot of people forget that. That was a robbery. The old man. Yo, listen. The old man was winning the fight. And when Rolly's dropped him and they waved it, like, I was like, why are they waving this? This guy can still fight. This guy's ready to go. If they wouldn't have stopped that fight, but it wasn't a Barrero. What was the guy's name? Barroso put all types of hands on Rollies, my people. That's real talk. Has Bass. What I like about Rolly is that he's living the dream because he wasn't supposed to be here. That's facts. Rollies is living the dream. But he got lucky because he got cool with Mayweather. He training the. That's one thing, yo. No matter how good you are, or if you're not that good, but if you're training in an environment where you have a bunch of elite fighters around you, you're gonna pick up a lot of things. You're gonna learn a lot of things. So I feel like being in Vegas allowed Rollies to excel and to get to a certain level. John the Man, people were comparing Ryan to Prime Pacquiao. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen nobody compare Ryan Garcia to Pacquiao. I don't know who those people were. But they were not the same. Ryan is flat-footed. Like, bro, I've never seen nobody compare Ryan to Manny Pacquiao, ever. The only thing that I could see maybe comparison was the quickness of the left hook. Ryan has a very quick left hook. But there's no comparison. Ryan's never even been a champion in his whole career. He's never been a champion. He's never beat a champion in his career. So whoever made that comparison was wilding out. Dare I say they don't know shit about boxing. Anybody who compare Ryan Garcia to Manny Pacquiao, they don't know shit about boxing. No disrespect, man. Roach. Rolly is a character, though. I like that guy, and he can fight okay. That's the one thing, man. Rolly's going to sell a fight. And guys like Rolly, they're good for boxing because they bring attention. They make it interesting. I will compare Rollies, to who? Although he's less accomplished, to Mayorga. But Mayorga beat champions and won titles. But you know that Mayorga was a guy that if you saw him fighting, he wasn't very talented. He just hit really hard and he was very aggressive. And he was able to beat a lot of guys with that style. JJ Zendejas, Pac and Garcia are two different fighters. That's a fact. Like, there's nothing to compare about in their style. A tall guy, a short guy, different divisions, different everything. Lamont. Theo Font, no shit. John the Man, Rolly got lucky. He was with Mayweather. He had PBC, Showtime, Espinosa, and Mayweather hype promotion behind him because he can sell fights. They needed him to build up Tank Davis. I mean, I think without Rollies, Tank Davis was already going where he was going simply because he has that exciting style of boxing. He's a knockout puncher. But Rollies was definitely somebody who was able to capitalize being with the Mayweather brand. Ozzy, Ryan doesn't come forward like Barroso. Yo, Barroso, man, golly. Barroso. AB for life. Who wins the Ryan Haney rematch? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm going to be honest. I think that Ryan Garcia has Devin Haney's number. And he might beat him again. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes a fighter just got your number. I think Ryan Garcia has his number. It may be the case. Roach, 40 likes. Woohoo! There we go, my peoples. We got to that 40 likes. There you have it, my peoples. Rollies wasn't lucky. He put in the work in the gym. I mean, you're right. He definitely put in the work in the gym. But if you look at it, he hasn't been able to accomplish like other top-level fighters who trained at the Mayweather gym. He's good, but he hasn't been able to accomplish like that. He doesn't have the big names in his resume. He's not, and we don't expect him to beat the big names. Maybe he's going to shock us. And if he was to beat Ryan Garcia, that's obviously going to be the biggest win of his career. Lamont, Haney don't want to fight again. I mean, he's been talking about it like he does. The way that they're building this thing up is like if Devin Haney beats Jose Ramirez and Ryan Garcia beats Rollies, they're going to fight next. That's the way that they're building this thing up. JJ Zendejas, Garcia has Haney's number and address. I'm telling you, I think he got his number. They fought all them times in the amateurs, and I think that Ryan Garcia already understands Devin Haney's style. He understands what Devin does. Let's see if Devin can make some type of adjustment. The reason why I also think Ryan Garcia beats him again is because he has no respect for Devin Haney's power. He don't got no respect for him. He's going to straight up walk him down. So it's going to be up to Devin Haney to be slick enough with his footwork to stay away from that left hook for 12 rounds. Can he do it? I don't know, man. When somebody got your number, they can land them punches at will. which is what Ryan Garcia did. We have to see it. Roach, Lamont, but he needs that fight. Hash Baz, Devin isn't talking. Bill is the one talking about his son. I mean, that's the kind of dynamics that they have. Devin Haney's real quiet. Even when they're on stage for the pressers, he's real quiet unless they ask him questions. And Bill is kind of like the hype man on that team. That's kind of like the way they move. AB for life. Haney was winning until he tried to knock Ryan out. I mean, I think it was competitive. Haney was landing some good shots. And I think he was outworking Ryan's at some points. But the moment he started getting clipped with that left hook, it was a wrap. It was pretty much a wrap. AB for life. He has to box Ryan. And I said that earlier. I said earlier that he has to box Ryan Garcia. He can't just... You can't trade leather with him. You know, if you're a guy who don't have no power, you can't just sit there and trade leather with a guy who can pop, who can knock you out. You can't do it like that. John the Man, Edwin De Los Santos will beat Tank, but get robbed the same way Lamont Roach got robbed. Let me tell you something. I've already seen the news that Edwin De Los Santos is in talks to fight Frank the Ghost Martin. I love that fight. Those two got styles that they made for each other. They gonna trade some bombs. I really like that fight. So I hope they can make it happen. My peoples, check this out. I'm about to end this live. But before I end this live, I want to give a shout out. John Parham, Ratch, JJ Sendejas. Y'all, appreciate you, my peoples. Y'all made sure y'all got me to those 40 likes. Chris Fontaine, salute, my brother. A lot of you been here from the beginning. Ozzy, salute, my brother. A lot of you been rocking with me, been working with me so I could get them numbers. Salute, MP. And I really appreciate it, y'all. I really appreciate it. What you guys do for me, y'all rocking with me the way y'all is, we're going to be number one. That time is coming. It's only a matter of time. We just got to keep taking them baby steps, keep moving up. But salute to everybody who's coming through, who's showing me love. Like I said, man, we talking boxing. We don't disrespect each other. We trash talk each other. We argue. We state our points. And I love it, my peoples. Every one of you, man, yo, shout out to you because you guys make this a great conversation. You guys make this a great live. Why you make it a great live? Because you don't just come in here to agree with me on everything. You don't come in here to try to agree. If we all agree, this will be a whack-ass conversation. Because we disagree, because we have a different point of view, and most importantly, because we all love the sweet science, that's what make this a fire life, my peoples. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all already know what it is, man. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning, we're going to be going at it. We're going to be doing what we do. So I hope you guys come check me out tomorrow, and we're going to get it on again. No Diddy. Appreciate you, my guys. I'm getting the hell out of here. Let's go get something to eat. Y'all can get the hell out of here. Peace, my brothers and sisters. One love. Bam. Yeah.